Hi everyone, it's Cliff here for YC Test Drive. Welcome back to my channel. Previously on YC Test Drive. My COVID results. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you? I'm well. Here it is, there's some BDF. Botswana Defense Force. And this week we continue. In a small paper. This small paper I need to give it here. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Where's your passport?
My passport is here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'm officially in Botswana. So that's now 20 minutes to 3. I still have a long way. So just crossed. Botswana, united and proud. With us, it's the land of the brave. With Apple CarPlay on in this car, already the phone that I'm using, it's showing me the GPS already. The ETA is actually 18 past 8 in the evening, in the night. That's when I'll get it. So it's 491 kilometers. That's where I'm going. This car looks like it's going, but it's coming. It looks like the spider, Namibian spider. It is the Namibian spider. Alright, from my observation so far, there are a couple of things that I just observed coming from the border. I actually didn't realize how much of the Okavango people are in Botswana. There are a lot of people at the border. They speak Osherero. They even speak Namadamara, which is something that I didn't realize really. Their route marking is slightly different from ours. I'm not saying ours is better or theirs is better. I'm just saying they are quite different. One of the things is that their animal caution signs, they are very strict and they really explain to you and put a statement to you. They will put a kudu and they will also write it in Setswana to tell you about the animals. And if you do not understand in their language, then they will put it in English to make sure you understand. So that if something happens, they will tell you that we told you so. The road markings, like they know overtaking. With us, sometimes we will put two solid lines for both sides if they are not supposed to overtake, and a broken one in between. So for them, they will put a solid one, meaning no one is allowed to overtake, with red reflectors. But then if one side is allowed to overtake, they will put a solid line to where you are not supposed to overtake. So that's something that I've observed. I like observing these things whenever I travel, really, to make sure I understand with the rules and regulation of a different country where I'm going. I'm not going in a foreign country. I will never be a foreigner in Africa. Which African country I'll come to, I'm not a foreigner, I'm just visiting other relatives that are on the other side. I'm using a simple phone, so the sign is quite bright. Sometimes my phone struggles really to adjust. In country that I'll go to in Africa, I'll make sure I follow the rules. That's why I try by all means to read the signs and to see how different they are from us, so that I understand them and stick to the rules. And also when it comes to signboards, the really huge, humongous signboards, they make it visible really. The sound in the car, you might hear a bit of an echo. It's because I did it so with the car. So this car has a feature that if you speak, it takes your sound, puts it into this, integrates it into the speakers, so that you don't have to be looking behind whenever you are talking with people at the back. So people at the back will hear you directly from the speakers. So these are some of the features that I like about this car. So you might hear a little bit of echo. I'm in Khanzi now, so already I can see lots of Land Cruiser, a couple of Nissans, and a couple of Isuzu. These are cars that I'm seeing already now entering this place. As the sun sets, just cruising it. As the sunset, just cruising at 120. Anyone who drives an Amarok will tell you how hard it is to cruise and drive in 120 all the time. Lots of cows. One has to be really careful this time of the day. Passing a small place called Kuke. Just ahead there's a disease control, just like Morolani. They also have disease control, it seems like here. So probably I'll have to jump out of the car and yeah. So I just passed the veterinary checkpoint. I didn't want to make videos, especially where there's the military and things like that. I don't want to have issues really. So cows like this in the evening, it's a problem all the sides. So I personally do not have a problem driving in the night. But driving at night, there's a specific time during the day when it's getting dark. I would say normally whenever I drive home, I would see that time between 7 and 8, or between 6 and 7 all the way to 8. Between that time it's not so dark. So when it's not so dark, the lights are not so helpful. The light from outside is not helpful. So that time of the day, it's the time that I don't prefer driving. Same applies in the morning. There are times when the light, outside light, is bright but not bright enough for you to see, which means your light are not so bright enough for them to spot out things. At this time now, my lights are not so helpful. The light outside is not so helpful, so one has to be very careful really. I can see horses, I see donkeys. Just about 120 now. Passing a small city called Setswana. If I was to turn left here, I would go to Mohembo border. That's our border also on the other side in the Okavango region. So I'm just passing by Setswana. I should say one had close calls with cows. This road requires so much paying attention really, because cows are just crossing. So I'm just entering Maun exactly at 7:18. That's exactly an hour from my ETA, so that's good. It's a pity that I'm entering here late in the night, because then I won't be able to see. The shops are still open actually. Nando's, they still have Nando's here. Nando's is closed in Namibia. There's a Nando's. Here there's ShopRite. It's a pity I'm arriving here in the night. Oh, there's Debonniers. Debonniers is there as well. It's a beautiful morning here in Maun. I arrived last night, quite late last night, so it was not really so nice. I was able to meet up with my cousin, brought me to my accommodation. Land Cruiser is really very popular. The car behind the Amarok Ralph, it's a Toyota Land Cruiser, the double cab. So it's very popular. It's a government car, very popular everywhere. I saw it last night. It was all Land Cruiser. So I'm quickly going to go in the city now. I'm going to take Ralph for a car wash. He's really quite dirty. That car, I have a soft spot for that car. I've gone with it in different places. I've been in different situations with that car. We have secrets with that car. So yeah, let me take him for a car wash. Ralphie, come Ralphie. My favorite car. That's a government Land Cruiser, so it's very, very popular. And Ralph is here. It's a beautiful sunny morning in Maun. Lots of mopane trees here. Back at home, normally when you are driving and you want someone behind you to overtake you, you will blink a few times to your right so that they pass. Here it's the other way around. If they want you to pass, they'll blink to the left, which sometimes confuses me. I think they want to pull out of the road. Meanwhile, they're telling me to overtake. Slightly confusing, but I think these are differences that we have here. This is dinner, so we're quickly going to leave the car here for a car wash. and we will walk the other side. I just need to test some local food. Okay, so there's a mixture of meat and matangara. We call it matangara. Yeah, so it's a mixture. So that's 10 pula. I like it. I like it. If you come to Botswana, just close by CDS service station, there's a lady who just sells nice matangara. They have different kinds of spice that you can eat it with. You also have some fat cakes and there's some buns also in here. So these are my favorites. Okay, so let me test it. Dina, I think I will need a bit of spice. You can come with spice. It's very tasty. The meat, it's so nice and tasty. Just put a little bit of chili bites, a little bit of salt and pepper. Yeah, so it's tasty.
Buns?
Gina just brought some buns. Very good. You say Honda Fits is more popular.
Yeah.
So because people, it's mostly about from point A to point B.
Yeah.
That's what people like.
Yeah.
So you said in tourism, Land Cruiser is popular.
Yeah. It's very popular. That's what they prefer. Because like the road normally in the delta, it's very soily, deep soil. So, and again, in some cases, they have to go through bushy
areas.
So, definitely Land Cruisers
Is the best car.
the best car to deal with the bush. Yeah.
By the way, this meat, it's so soft, it's well cooked, that when you put it in your mouth, it just melts. It's just different. So there are cars that we call donkey Botswanas. You know them? So Dina does not know a donkey Botswana. So a donkey Botswana is the cars that we normally buy from Botswana.
Okay.
And donkey, we say thank you.
Okay.
So these cars we call them thank you Botswana because you sell us cheap cars. So these cars we call them cheap cars. Like that one I would call it a donkey Botswana. That one I'll call it a donkey Botswana.
Okay. So where do you buy them?
We buy them from here.
Okay.
So people come to Francistown, people come to Maun, people come to Amarok, to just buy these cars. So one thing as we are chatting now with Dina is that Setswana sounds like Lozi, my language in my region. So I want to see how similar they are in a way that I'll ask him a question in my language. Hopefully he will understand it and answer it in Setswana, and I'll see if I'll understand. Vatu vapira chwani kwanu kimsevezi manyi ovaseveza all vatu vainzi kwanu. Did you understand the question though?
Yeah, I understood. I could like pick what you're trying to say.
Pick what I said. Eh?
Yes, yeah.
So if you were to answer me in Setswana, what would you say?
But wakwano means we are ba pereka in a formal sector. Tourism.
Okay. Okay, so that indicates to me that he understands my question. So my question was, what do people here mostly, how do people here mostly survive? What do they work in? What kind of jobs do they work in? So, and he answered to me, according to my understanding, that people here are mostly in private sector,
Yeah, informal.
even informal sector, I mean.
Like,
Like here, where we are just having something to eat.
yes.
But tourism is one of the most, and we actually spoke earlier that 90% of people here find themselves in tourism because of the delta and so forth. So tourism is really the economic drive here in Maun. So my cousin just joined us. Okay. She just joined us. She was late and she was still preparing.
I was not feeling well.
She was not feeling well.
Yes.
So she just joined. I've always wanted to test drive her car. She has a Jetta, but she bumped a taxi, surprisingly enough.
You have to say that.
Yes,
You have to say that.
I have to say that. So that I tell them how.
No, we're actually coming to Windhoek with it.
Yeah, you must come with it to Windhoek.
Yes.
All right. So yesterday, we were talking about cars driving fast. So it seems like, for me personally, I felt like cars drive very slow here. But she says cars drive fast. There's a lot of accidents that happens here, just like at home. I was supposed to capture that. The taxi driver.
Each and every day there are like
It's-
20 accidents.
It's amazing to see the definition of a taxi driver. It's the same like at home. People drive
Everywhere.
really sneaks out,
Like
sneaks
crazy.
in. Taxi drivers they drive crazy. It's just that I didn't capture what happened here. A taxi driver was driving like a maniac. But vegetation wise here, it seems like lots of mopani, lots of trees. This is actually like at home in the Caprivi, in the Zambezi region.
Yeah.
The Zambezi region is quite similar, right?
I think so. I think it's more like in
it's
Katima.
more like in Katima. Yeah.
Like in Kasani.
Yeah, Kasani is slightly different actually. It's more rocky
Yeah.
compared to here. Oh, people are selling firewood here. It's very common, it seems. Some firewood there. So cars that gets involved in an accident, they get parked right somewhere around here. There's a police cars here. This is a police station. Oh, there's an Amarok. There's a police Amarok. Oh, there's a police Amarok. I'm not sure if you can see it. There's a police Amarok. Maun Highway Patrol.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is a
That's
police
the one
car.
they chase us with.
And then Land Cruiser is very common.
Yeah.
Lots of cars that gets involved in an accident, and then they bring them here. Land Cruiser again for police. Tihetwa, it's from a small town.
I think you passed the town your way from
Yes, I
Khan.
passed it. There's a big roundabout somewhere here in the city. Oh, and there's a big roundabout. You'll see the Botswana color. Last night when I got here, this is the full station where I stopped at AutoZone. This is the full station where I stopped to call my cousin. I asked the ladies who works in AutoZone. Look at the Dakar. That color. They have Okavango Pharmacy there. They have Hungry Lion on the other side. Look at the taxi driver. They just pop in. Exactly like at home.
They are not patient.
It's a definition of a taxi driver, it seems. Being reckless. There is some KFC there. There's Pep. There's Debonniers. There's ShopRite. It's quite a busy place, really. See how people are just driving in the road. Here it's kind of a jam here. If you look at this side, other cars that are just jamming us. This side, we are slightly jammed up.
Look at this
So this
guy.
car
Look at the
here,
taxi guy.
taxi driver is just very close to us. It's traffic jam. All cars with blue registration are taxis like this one. That's just got in front of us. There's Funny Mat here as well. There's Funny Mat. Herero dress. You see that lady?
Yeah,
She's
I'm
wearing.
surprised we only saw one.
Yeah, she's wearing Herero attire.
There's a
or
lot of
Herero
them
attire. There's
actually.
Choppy is there. I think it's Choppy who's well trusted.
Yeah.
Also,
Is it there in Namibia?
I'm not sure if we have Choppies actually, but I think we should have it.
But
Somehow.
I know it's there in Zambia.
Yeah, Zambia it's there,
Apparently it's
but it's
there.
not so common in
Yeah.
Namibia. So four-way stops are also quite common here. Quite common, just like at home. So a lot of Danke Botswana, which they don't
Why do you
understand.
guys like that name?
Danke Botswana. Danke Botswana means thank you Botswana. So I'm at Maun airport. This is where it ends. So Ralph, I just left Ralph there. I'm at Maun airport, and thank you for watching. For those that have been following me, yes, I'm at Maun airport, so I'm going inside. So really, thank you so much. Hope to see you in my next video. Subscribe and share for those that are seeing this for the first time.